Welcome to day 8 of the Pajero mini road trip. I woke up here in Sand Hollow, hung out with some friends last night. It's a total coincidence that I found these guys. I know these guys from Bozeman back home, and these are some of the guys that I've been wheeling with in the past, and I picked their brains on builds and stuff, and they just happened to be here the same time I was passing through. So I was like, hey, can I jump in with you guys, do some hard trails? These guys have like really built rigs. So they love the Pajero Mini. Last night, we were hanging out, we were talking about it, and they're just so stoked on the road trip. But we're gonna go out, we're gonna bomb this thing around a little bit, and then we're gonna hit some really hard trails and hopefully get real crossed up in some rocks. I did do some maintenance this morning. I took the wheels off and just checked everything, inspected everything, because these guys have like real tools here. They've got jacks, they've got impacts, they've got everything. And so I did get the wheels up in the air and checked everything. I've got a little bit of play in the steering rack. I think that's why my steering wheel is shaking bad, but nothing that I am concerned about. And then I do have a torn CV boot, so I did a really quick trail repair on that. We'll see if it holds up. So since I'm here, I'm just doing a little bit of repair, and you can see this CV boot has been torn actually since I started. And rather than get it packed full of crap, I'm gonna do a little trail repair here where I use a Walmart bag and some random grease that I got. I'm gonna pack this thing full and hopefully it won't catch on anything. I've done this before. I'll just zip tie it on the sides. Obviously not a great permanent fix, but it should be enough to get me home safely. All right, it is so far from perfect, but I think it's gonna work for right now. I'm a little worried about it catching on some of this bodywork, or not bodywork, the framework up here, so that's why I've got this tape around it. We'll see if it lasts the day, but either way, it's got some grease in there, better than it was before. So with that, we're gonna hit the gas station. I'm gonna get some gas, follow these guys around, and we're gonna hit the trail. Also, after last night's oil catch can fix, not only am I catching quite a bit of oil, which is maybe concerning, maybe not. I'm not too worried about it, but this thing's running a lot better. I don't know if it was the spark plugs or the oil catch can, but either way, this thing's actually maybe running the best it has all trip. So I'm probably gonna go off and clean the rest of those spark plugs and redesign my oil catch can to be as good as possible, because if those two things are helping the longevity of this trip and the performance of this, that's really good.
Hey, come off.
Money.
Pump it and then come my way. Driver rear is going to drop far. Yep. Little passenger. You're through it.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome.
Hell yeah, brother. And I got a mirror.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Oh. That was legendary.
It looks so different at night.
That's it, baby, that's it, come on.
Just straight and try and hug a little passenger as you go. There you go.
Come on, baby.
Straight. Continue straight.
So I'm done wheeling with my friends for now. I'm gonna hit a trail that the Pajero Mini can actually handle. Man, those guys have got some sweet rigs. Gives me a ton of inspiration for my Mighty Max build. It's so different to be in this now. It's so tiny, I can't hit these whoops with any speed, but I'm out here, I'm mobbing around, and I'm having a blast. So I'm gonna go hit something called the West Rim Trail. Can I do it? Let's hope so. I'm aired down to 15 PSI. I think that'll give me enough ground clearance. This will be my first time on slick rock with this Pajero Mini, and I love driving on slick rock. It's so much fun. So I'm stoked. I'm gonna hit the trail. Let's go wheeling. I mean, it is not a trophy truck by any stretch of the imagination, but this thing actually handles the whoops pretty well. I wonder if it's partially because of the wheelbase. I actually fit down in these things. I'm not kind of forced to deal with the up, down motion. That's pretty funny. This is a good thing. Now, because I'm out here by myself, I do need to be careful about my commitment level. If I start to get into something that I can't get back out of, obviously you don't want to get stuck. I mean, those guys are just a phone call away, but got to be a little more cautious here. So as I'm dropping down, I'm looking at my exit strategy. There is a road right there, but this is a decent hill. I don't know if I'd be able to climb this coming out. Once again, the Pajero Mini is exceeding my expectations here in the sand. This thing's running great. This trail is very fun to wheel. What a blast. Sun's gonna make it really hard to see, but this is a pretty good climb here with some slick rock at the bottom, or at the top. Open differentials. All right, this is gonna be a really good test. I gotta stair step up all of this stuff. Just steady on the throttle. There it is, there it is. Pick a really good line. Oh, stalled it. All right, made it up. Well, that didn't work. Well, I got shut down on that obstacle, so I'm headed back to see if I can find an alternative route. I should be able to. We'll see how getting down this thing goes. Oh, this thing just rules. Little bump there. I did put the first scratches on this skid plate a couple days ago. All right, coming up here to this sandy hill, some rocks in it. We're gonna give it a go. See if we can't climb up this thing. I think it'll be a good challenge. It's pretty much straight up and down, so we'll see. This thing loves the dunes. I love driving my Pajero Mini off-road. This is so fun. What a ridiculous thing to do. Hopefully I don't get stuck. Come on, come on, come on. Find that traction. Let's go! Climbed right up that thing. So I'm on a different trail. Seems to be pretty easy. I'm just gonna keep bombing around and having fun. This is a blast. All right, this will be interesting. I don't know if I can make it through here, but we're gonna give it our best shot. Oh yeah, easy. It's pretty narrow in here. So I'm out here in Sand Hollow and I've been wheeling this thing around. It is so much fun. It is just killing it on these trails. I mean, listen, a full-size rig, again, would not really pay attention to most of these, but in this thing, it's actually a challenge and it's fun and it's fun to learn the vehicle and it's actually surprisingly capable, even though it's got open diffs and it doesn't have a lot of ground clearance. It's just been so much fun to drive. But I know some of you are thinking, why on earth are you off-roading this thing, especially trying obstacles that are difficult and putting it in harm's way when you still have thousands of miles to go home? Why on earth did you buy this car? Why are you road tripping it back? Why are you forcing it to do things that it doesn't necessarily want to do? And that's a great question. The reality is I didn't need this car. I don't need another Montero. I definitely don't need a Pajero Mini. They're small, it's kind of impractical, it's a long way from home. But what I did need was an adventure. And so I found an adventure and I bought a car to match. Sure, I could have bought this. I could have bought it sight unseen. I could have shipped it home. I could have gone down with a truck and trailer and driven it back. I could have flown in, rented a truck and trailer and hauled it back. I could even throw it on one of my friends' trailers here in Sand Hollow and have them take it back. But that wouldn't be an adventure. And I want an adventure. And that's exactly why I bought this car. That's exactly why I'm here. So if I don't come to places like this, if I don't go and explore in the off-road, if I don't do things that I want to do today that I'll talk about and remember tomorrow, then I don't get that adventure. And that's exactly what this is about for me. Is this Pajero Mini stands for so much more than just a car or my love for Mitsubishis and Pajeros. This is my love for adventure. That's what got me into Monteros. That's why I'm so stoked on this Pajero Mini. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense to road trip a K-truck across the country, especially one that is pretty untested, especially one that's honestly not running the greatest, and then to take it off-road and to go way out of your way to explore all this stuff, it doesn't make any sense. But if you're looking for adventure, it makes all the sense in the world. This trail is sweet. There's all sorts of little obstacles like this one. Beautiful scenery out here. The sun's just now setting. I'm gonna try to get to the top of the trail for the sunset. That's it for me at Sand Hollow. This has been so fun. I've got to come back here in a better built rig and with my dirt bikes. This is one of my new favorite places in Utah. I'm gonna hit the road. I'm gonna go pick up all my stuff. I unloaded everything for this wheeling trip, so I gotta go load everything up. I'm gonna get a few other supplies, and then tonight I'm headed to Zion National Park. Before I take off from my friend's house, I figured I would clean up all of those plugs. So I pulled off the intercooler here, and I'm just getting access to these and checking them out. So I'm gonna pull all of this off and see how the plugs are looking and also clean up some of that grease. You can see down in there all of that goop. And this one was on top of that guy, and it's hard to see right now, but that one's covered in some white stuff. Interesting. Here's that spark plug pulled out. As you can see, yeah, real chalky. Not sure what the deal is with it. Seems like it comes off easy enough, but it's kind of weird. And the plug looks relatively similar, maybe a little lean. Probably a little lean. Looks relatively similar to the other one, but that's so strange. There's that number 3 spark plug. Also looking pretty lean. There's number 4. Probably looking the best out of all of them. Yeah, that one looks all right. So this is the 4th spark plug. Plugs are back in, everything's wired up. Time to drop the intercooler on and take off. About 30 minutes later, I am south of Zion National Park on a place where I can camp. This is National Forest, but oh my gosh, this washboard is insane. It's been like this for about a mile now. It is so bumpy, so that's not an ideal situation. Hoping to find a sweet camp spot tonight. I'm still battling the wind. I've got wind on the road. I've got wind in my campsites. I was not expecting wind to be such a big deal during this trip, but here we are. I'm gonna keep going down this road, and hopefully I can find a sweet place to call it a night. There you go, that's a wrap on day 8. Found a great camp spot, the stars are out, things are looking like they're gonna be really calm all night, not windy. I've got chorizo, egg, and cheese tacos for dinner. Got a campfire going. This is a good way to end the day. This is really good. Nice and spicy. So I'm just south of Zion National Park right now. And unfortunately this trip, I'm not gonna actually go into Zion, but the road that kind of meanders through Zion to go to the other side where I am trying to go is really pretty. So tomorrow I'm actually headed down to Lake Powell. Never been there before, wanna check out a few things. And it sets me up really well for the next day where I'm gonna do like a full day, almost 100 miles of driving off-road, or at least that's the plan. But today was a blast. It was so good to hang out with my buddies, wheel with them down in Sand Hollow, like to do some real wheeling, get to see them try some really hard obstacles. It was so fun for me to take the Pajero Mini out and rip it around. It just does so good. It's so fun to explore in it. So thanks for joining me for day 8, guys. I'm gonna finish these tacos. I'm gonna enjoy the stars tonight and this campfire, and I'll see you guys in the morning.